So if you are international students planning to come to the US, or you are already studying in the US and you are somebody having business visa or tourism visa, and you are planning to come to the US, there's a new policy that you want to be aware of before you make a move. So breaking news is that the USCIS has actually changed how they grant green card to immigrants, non-immigrants. Okay, so now if you are coming to the US, you want to plan and make a plan. So the breaking news is that or we call it USCIS, can only grant adjustment of status only to extraordinary cases. So this is something that you want to plan before coming to the US. So today I want to break down the new policy to you. These are breaking news, and these have been released just this afternoon in the US, and you want to be aware before coming to the US. Okay, so I'll be sharing screen to the news item that have just out today, and you want to be aware of it before making any kind of move to the US. Let me share my screen with you, and you are going to watch the news item today. And the breaking news is that the US citizenship, the office in charge of granting green card to immigrant students, business, tourism, and all that, have changed the policy, and this is really going to affect a lot of people coming to the US from now onwards. We don't know when it's going to take effect, but it's not stated clearly in a memo. But this is something that you want to be aware of before making any kind of move to the US. And I'll be reading some of this news to you now, and you are going to learn how to navigate the entire Doing good, awesome. Now let's break down, let's bring that in this for you. So we are returning to original intent of the law to ensure aliens navigate our nation's immigration system properly. From now on, an alien who is in the US temporary and wants a green card must return to their home country to apply, except in extraordinary circumstances. The word is extraordinary circumstances. So this policy allows our immigration system to function as the law intended instead of incentivizing loopholes. When aliens apply from their home country, it reduces the need to find and remove those who decide to slip into the shadows, okay, and remain in the US illegally after being denied residency, said the US spokesperson, Zach Carla, maybe, yeah, something like that. So it means when you are in the US, maybe your term of visa has expired, and you manage to US, and maybe they've taken you to court because your stay has expired. You go and sue the government, and it takes so much time, the resources, and the rest to remove somebody. They have to go through a lot of process. So now I think the government wants to make things easier by saying, look, if you come here as a student and your stay of your visa term has expired, and maybe you want to change to become a green card holder, maybe through the process like marriage, or probably you want to pass through work like H-1B and all that. The law is saying that you have to return to your home country. It's no more like you can stay in the US and do that. Okay, so this is something that have changed, and you want to pay attention. Now, this kind of laws operates in other countries. For example, if you study in China, they give you like a fees visa. Okay, the visa is for up to the end of your program, and then you have to return. Probably, maybe if you get admission to a different university, then you can they can give you a new visa to you. So US doesn't have that. Okay, so it seems strange because US doesn't do that. Okay, but those, if you have ever studied in China and some other countries, you could see that this law operates there. Okay, but now you want to make your plans very well before you come. Now, if you're a student, how does this affect you? Well, if you finish school and probably you want to switch, or you want to adjust your status from non-immigrant to immigrant visa, let's say from student visa to green card, it means that you have to exit the country, you have to exit the USA, okay, and go to your country and apply for it. So if you are from, let's say, Botswana, and you are a student, okay, you are getting married to a US citizen, the law is saying that you have to return to your home country and apply, okay? Or if you are H-1B visa holder and you are passing through the process to get a green card through work like employment base, the law is saying that you have to return to your home country and apply. Before, it wasn't that. If you are working and you have H-1B visa, the law allows you to stay. They give you some that's 485. Okay, I-45 adjustment status process. It means that it's pending and you can stay in a country whilst they process your green card. But now the law is saying that you have to leave the country and apply at the embassy. Okay, and you know the embassy process takes so long. It can take more than a year, 2 years, 3 years. So it means that your plan, everything has come to a standstill. You have to leave the country and apply for the green card in your home country. And when you get approved, then you come back. So this is going to cause a lot of it's going to break some families down. We don't know how it's going to they're going to resolve it, but they said they use the word extraordinary. So it means that this is a judge can make some pronouncement based on this, or this is discretionary powers that are given to somebody in charge of this. Okay, so it means you probably, if you marry and you're giving birth to you have a child with US citizen, probably they may classify that to be extraordinary. Maybe let's say your wife is not working and you are the only breadwinner in the family, and you have to return to your country. How will you take care of your baby? So probably these circumstances could be seen as extraordinary. Who knows? This is not interpretation I'm giving. This is my personal opinion, and I'm not a legal officer. Okay, I'm just sharing my personal opinion, okay? And it's not legal advice to anybody. It could also be that maybe you have there's a war in your country, and you returning to apply for the green card in your country can cause a lot of problems. Maybe you might even end up losing your life. So that could be also seen as extraordinary. That can be seen as extraordinary. This not, like I said, this not a legal advice, but it's something that you want to pay attention to before making any kind of move to the US. Probably if you have any plan of switching your visa to any other thing, you want to pay attention before coming. Okay, so they are saying that we are returning to the original intent of the law to ensure aliens navigate our nation's immigration system properly. From now on, an alien who is in the US temporary and wants a green card must return to their home country to apply, except in extraordinary circumstances. That's what I've explained earlier on. Now let's look at the second part of the documents. Okay, so non-immigrants like students, temporary workers, or people on tourist visas come to the US for a short time for a specific purpose. So maybe if you have a student, you will come here to come and study. Our system is designed for them to leave the system. Let me take it again. Our system is designed for them to leave when their visa is over. Their visits should not function as the first step in the green card process. Following the law allows the majority of these cases be handled by the State Department at U.S. consular offices abroad and frees up limited U.S. resources to focus on processing other cases that fall under the purview, okay, including visas for victims of violent crimes and human trafficking, naturalization applications, and other priorities. So what they are basically saying is that non-immigrants, like they say, students, temporary workers, or people on tourist visas come to the US for a short time for a specific purpose. Okay, our system is designed for them to leave when their visit is over. So, and they went on further, said that probably they are spending so many resources. Okay, so they want you to go back, apply for a visa in your country, so that the resources that the money, printing, so work, paying so many people for over time, they can reduce their their financing. Probably that could be some reason they are giving, but who knows? Now, they say the law was written this way for a reason. And despite the fact that it has been ignored for years, following it will help make our system fairer and more efficient. That is the memo from the USCIS. You may not understand right now. You may think that, oh, I'm just come to the US to study. This does not apply to me. You never know. You never know tomorrow. You never know. Maybe probably you want to marry, you want to pass your work visa, and maybe want to get H1B visa and get green card through these processes. You may think this does not concern you, but it concerns you in a long term. So far as you have the plan to come to the US, then this policy somehow will affect you in one day. And you want to you want to plan and know how you can navigate this whole system. Okay, so somebody was telling me that how does this affect was asking how will this affect students. Well, if you want to come and study, I don't mean if you come to the US, it's not when you were interviewing, you said I'll return to my country after school, blah 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 blah. So that's your plan. Come by your plan. Okay, if you come and maybe things have changed and you want to apply for a green card, maybe through marriage and any other things, then this must be something you want to focus on. Okay, it could be that it may not apply to students. Maybe probably you've gotten admit, you are already in your program. Probably you finish your master's, going for your PhD, and you marry in your first year of a PhD program. So what will you do? Okay, so this is a practical problem. Okay, so you are in your first year PhD program and you've married to a US citizen. Do you have to exit the country, leaving your program? Well, the judge will talk about this. I'm not the USCIS officer. I'm not a lawyer and I cannot explain this to you, but this is something that they will look at. Okay, so like I'm saying, you are in a PhD program and you've married to US citizen. Okay, and you need a green card. You apply for a green card. Will you have to exit? Will you have to exit, or you have to stay in the country and apply for the green card in the US? Or that's, we call it adjustment of status, like moving from F1 visa to a green card, or we call it 485, I-45. Okay, do you have to leave the country, or do you fall under the extraordinary circumstances? So they made a window that, of course, human beings are dynamic. We change the system. We are not static. Okay, so the law must align with our way of life. Okay, so you have married, you are in your first year, second year, third year. Do you have to leave the program, go to a country, apply for a visa? You know that when you apply for a green card in embassy, it takes so long, 1 to 3 years before you can get approval. So who decides that? Probably the government, the immigration judge will have to step in, or the policymakers have to issue more statement on this. This is a new policy, and it has a lot of questions that are in the minds of the people. And how will you go about this? Okay, so somebody will ask me, should I come to the US again? Of course, you should come to US. US is the best country in the world. Okay, all the research funding, no country matches US. They have more universities. Okay, if you want to look at Canada, I mean, then the schools are limited. Of course, if you want to look at Canada, you can go to Canada. But what you must know is that every country is tightening their immigration system. Okay, so the earlier you make a plan, the better for you. So let's look at their Facebook page as well. Okay, so they've also published a news item on their Facebook wall. Okay, so if you want to come to abroad, make sure that the country you are going follow their pages, so that you can learn from the post they share. So if you go to their Facebook page, they have shared a news item there. Okay, so this is a news item that they shared on their Facebook page. Okay, so they say, we are returning to the original intent of the law to ensure aliens navigate our nation's immigration system properly. From now on, an alien who is in the US temporarily and wants a green card must return to their home country to apply, except in extraordinary circumstances. That's what I explained earlier. A judge must decide, immigration judge must decide what is classified as extraordinary circumstances. I'm guessing people might take this into court. There might be a lot of legal suit on this. Of course, it's going to be, as I know, US, there's going to be a lot of suits, and they may explain what extraordinary circumstances means. So this is something that is left to the bosom of the judge or to the immigration judge. Okay, so this policy allows our immigration system to function as the law intended, instead of incentivizing loopholes. Like, loopholes are there and they are glorifying it. Okay, so when aliens apply from their home country, it reduces the need to find and remove those who decide to slip into the shadows and remain in the US illegally after being denied residency. This is by the USCIS. Now, they also post a comment here as well that you can read. Okay, down here, if you come down here, they've made another post here. Okay, now they say that from now on, I think I read this page. Okay, so yeah, so I read this page, and yeah. So if you want to read more, come to their Facebook page and you can read more. So if you are come to the US, you want to follow this page and learn and understand how systems works. Okay, before you can come to the US, finish school, and probably you've gotten a job and you want to pass through the job to get a green card. But now that has been taken off, and you want to pay attention to this. Okay, it's very, very serious. Okay, there's no two about it. This is the law and this is a policy, and every person in the US must comply. Okay, it's not too hard, and you want to make your plans before coming. So that's the breaking news that we have brought on your way from Greener Educational Course. Once the news is out, we make sure that we share with our followers and know what is happening. So if you are not aware of the news, the item is USCIS has changed their policy, and you want to align yourself with it. Okay, so that is the breaking news now in town for every immigrant to pay attention to. Okay, if you want to read more, go to their website and you can find the news right there. Okay, if you don't follow the news, you've been living in a darkness. Okay, so that's the news. If you want to pay attention, if you want to go read more, go to their website, USCIS, and you can copy the link, paste, read more about it, and get informed before you make any move to the US. This does not stop you for coming for your graduate studies. Okay, you can always come to US to study, but you must know that the laws are changing every day, every night, every second, every minute, every hour, every week, and you want to make sure that you are making the right move quickly. Last time we had Portugal also stop giving visa to some countries, to West Africa, Poland. So many countries are making laws. So it means that the earlier you make your move, the better for you before it's too late and you have to stay back in your home country. Okay, so the goal is not that, oh, you should come to US and stay. Okay, the goal is probably everybody have a plan that want to pursue. Your plan have changed. You've gotten a job, you've married, and so many other things, and you want to probably stay for some time in a country. But now the law are changing, and you want to take the chance and make your move quick before anything happens. Okay, so that's just the breaking news that we want to bring your way today from Greener Educational Consults, and you want to pay attention and plan quickly. All right.